last lecture, we have discussed about the filter circuit and need for a filter circuit. It is usually the rectifier output contains both AC and DC. The AC is undesirable and we have to eliminate it from the rectifier output. For that purpose, we are using the filter circuit, and suitable combinations of inductor and capacitor can be used for this filtering action. Now, the most commonly used filter circuits are capacitor filter, choke input filter, and capacitor input filter, or it is otherwise called a pi filter. We will discuss these three different filter circuits in detail. So let's have a look into the capacitor filter. As you know that a capacitor actually blocks DC and allows AC to pass through it according to the basic electrical technology principles. Now let's have a look into this diagram. Here already we have mentioned that the filter circuit must be installed in between the rectifier output and the load resistance. Here the filter is a capacitor, and this capacitor is connected across the rectifier output in parallel with the load resistance. So this is the simple and most simple filter circuit, and the economically also it is very cheap because it needs only a capacitor to perform the filtering action. So here let's discuss about the working of this circuit. For that, let's consider during this is the output of a rectifier, and suppose the rectifier is voltage approaches this capacitor. What happens is that this capacitor allows only AC to pass through it, and it blocks the DC. So when the pulsating output of the rectifier reaches this point or this node, the AC finds a low reactive path through the capacitor, so the AC will be flows through this capacitor, and the DC will be blocked by this capacitor, so the DC component of the rectifier output continues its journey towards the load resistance. So majority of the AC signal has been filtered by this capacitor. This type of capacitor is otherwise called a bypass capacitor because it bypasses the AC component of the rectifier output in reaching to the load. So now let's have a look into the details of how this action is coming out. During the when input signal starts to increase, the capacitor starts to charge, and at the end of the quarter half cycle, that is the voltage of the rectifier output reaches the maximum value Vm. The capacitor is charged to the maximum value, and that is represented this point A. Now when the output voltage starts to decrease to zero, the capacitor starts to discharge through the load, and the voltage across the load does not fall to zero as the rectifier output goes to zero, but it will have a finite value, and that point is represented by B. Now again the next peak comes, or the output voltage of the rectifier starts to increase, so it again starts to charge the capacitor, and the voltage across the load starts to increase. So we will have a output across the load as from 0 to A, then A to B. Since it is B not at 0, the reason is that the capacitor discharges through RL, provides certain voltage across the resistance, so the voltage will not fall to zero. Now again it will go to this way, but again the input voltage of the filter circuit, that is the rectifier output, starts to increase. So again the voltage across the load resistance starts to increase. So this cycle has been repeated, and we will have a waveform like this. So from here we can say that most of the AC component has been filtered out or bypassed by this capacitor C, and the output voltage almost output voltage is lies almost near the peak value of the uh, rectifier output. So after the bypassing or a bypass filter has been used, a very little ripple is left in the output, and the output voltage is higher as it remains substantially near the peak value. And I told you that a capacitor filter is the most commonly used for the purpose of having less than 50 milliampere output currents or load currents, and it is a low cost since it needs only a capacitor as the filtering circuit, and it is small size. Again it contains, the reason is again it is a single capacitor, and it is little weight and having good characteristics. And this type of filter is used in the transistor radio battery eliminators. Now another second type of filter circuit is the chalk input filter circuit. As the name suggests, there is a chalk or an inductor coil is connected in series with the rectifier output. The terminals 1 and 2 represents the rectifier output, which is connected in series with the inductor or a chalk coil having the inductance L, and then is connected across the capacitor C, which is in parallel with the load resistance. So the difference between this chalk input filter and the capacitor filter is that there is an additional chalk is used, and which is connected in series with the rectifier output. Now but the action of this one is that when the rectifier output has to flow through the inductor first, and we know that the inductor actually blocks the AC signal, and it allows only AC to pass through it. So this inductor will block the DC component of the rectifier output, and the AC component will pass through to the terminal 3 of this circuit. The signal which reaches the terminal 3 now will contain the DC component of the rectifier output, as well as a small portion of the AC component which is failed by the inductor to block. And that again at the terminal 3, the signal has been bypassed by the capacitor C or the bypass capacitor, which bypasses the AC component of the signal which is reaching the terminal 3, and the remaining DC voltage will continue its path to the uh, load resistance RL. So we will have a output waveform like this, which will have a very much little ripple when compared to the capacitor filter circuit. So here remember that here two types of filtering has been occurred. One is done by the inductor by blocking the AC, and the capacitor actually bypasses the AC. So what remains is DC voltage will appear across the load resistance. And now let's consider the third filter, that is the capacitor input filter or pi filter. The reason for naming it as pi filter is that if you look into this diagram, you can see that the capacitor and inductor is connected in the form of Greek letter pi. Here there are two capacitors are used and one inductor coil is used. So this C1 is a capacitor which is connected across the rectifier output and is connected in series with the choke, and second capacitor C2, that is the third filtering unit of this one, is connected across the load resistance. Now the actions of these three components are the same as previous cases, that is the rectifier output is applied across the terminals 1 and 2 of this circuit, and the rectifier output is reaching this node, the first node. The AC component has been bypassed by the capacitor C1. Bypasses means C1 offers low resistance path to the AC and high resistance path to the DC. So the AC will flow through C1 and DC will continue its path to the inductance L. Now still the voltage which is, or the current which is coming towards the inductor will have a DC component as well as a little AC component which is failed to bypass by the capacitor C1. So now the remaining AC is blocked by the inductor, and inductor blocks a portion of AC component, and at this node what appears is that the DC component of the rectifier output and the AC component which is failed by the inductor to block, and also the capacitor C1 to bypass. So very little AC will reach this node, and the AC component now will be bypassed by C2. So first C1 bypasses a portion of the AC component, then the inductor L blocks the remaining portion, and the finally C2 bypasses the rest of the AC component which is failed to block by the inductor, and failed to bypass by the capacitor C1. So what will reach across the load is almost pure DC will reach across the load. So three filtering actions are occurring in this pi circuit or pi filter or capacitor input filter. So we will have very little ripples in the output signal. So this type of filter is more effective, and we can have different or several sections of these pi units. This single unit can be called as a pi unit, so we can have different sections of this pi unit can be arranged to get more pure DC output or to reduce the pulsations more. So that's all about the filter circuits.